At TAS TV, every dream deserves a chance. We believe that the next great presenters and reporters starts with an opportunity.
A very good afternoon and thank you for joining us for 3 p.m. news. I'm Jacqueline Akoth.
And I am Victoria Mnyazi.
Nikiripotia runinga ya TAS, mimi ni Komen Masi.
That is why our attaches aren't just here to learn. They are given priority to create, host and deliver real television shows.
What's up? Karibuni sana kwenye sayari ya mapenzi.
And welcome again to the final whistle whereby football never sleeps.
Karibuni sana hapa kwenye Urban Connect.
We will be welcoming you to our show that is the Sabbath Welcoming. Here, talent is discovered, skills are sharpened, and confidence comes alive on screen. Contact us on +254 798 154 042 or send us an email at tastvkenya@gmail.com. You can also visit us at Nema Plaza, 2nd floor along Kenyatta Highway in Thika Town. Join TAS TV, where your dream is our vision.
Neema yote imbisha moyo wangu.
Praise God, everyone. I am Mercy Achieng.
I'm Martha Sengo.
We will be welcoming you to our show that is the Sabbath Welcoming, and in the book of John chapter 14 verse 6 it says, I am the way, the truth and the light.
Indeed, thus says the Lord. It's on every Friday as from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. as we draw near the feet of Jesus and cast our burdens unto him.
Here in this show we will be preparing Christians spiritually, mentally and emotionally for the Sabbath that is due. We will be encouraging each other with inspirational messages, gospel and interactive discussions. Join us every Friday as from 5 to 6 p.m. as we quench our thirst for Christ.
A very good afternoon to you all. Welcome to our 3 p.m. news recap. Today being on a Wednesday, 15th July. This is TAS TV. I'm Mwaka
and I'm Ruth Oyoo.
Police have launched
This week on News Recap, politics took a new turn.
DCP blames the government of not delivering what they promised.
Health concerns sparked a fresh conversation.
The big questions remains to Kenyans. Is SHA still working?
Security issues continue to make headlines. And groundbreaking discoveries captured global attention. These are the stories shaping our world. News Recap, where the week's biggest story come together.
Police have launched investigations into the death of a grade 10 student at Thika High School in Kiambu County following an incident that occurred on Friday night.
The tragic death has left students, parents, and the local community searching for the answers and detective work to establish what happened. Our reporter Antere Sharon has more.
According to the preliminary police report, the incident happened on the Friday night after the evening prep when the students had gathered for prayers. Reports indicate that a disagreement between two students turned into a physical altercations. During the incident, Mohammed sustained serious injuries and was rushed to the Level 5 where he was pronounced dead.
Mohammed, when he was rushed to the dispensary, the clinical officer, the school clinical officer, attended to him and organized with the deputy principal administration to rush him to Thika Level 5 hospital.
Police have arrested the other student involved, who is also a minor as investigations continues. Detectives are recording statement from witnesses and to determine the exact circumstances surrounding the death.
Pasai, we are treating him kama suspect na tutampeleka kotini juu ya mambo ya hiyo kuwa inakisiwa ya kwamba aliua.
The incidents has sparked concern among parents and education stakeholders, with many calling for justice and improved conflict resolution measures in schools. The family of the deceased is also demanding a thorough and transparent investigation.
Fika hapa nikapata kijanangu alikuwa amelazwa kwa kitanda kingine hapo kona, kumfunika, he was just there restless.
Shule yenyewe ingelikuwa imeon that responsibility. Kifo hutokea sawa, lakini kama ikitokea lazima mwalimu mkuu ama mwalimu yoyote ambaye yuko responsible akuja atueleze ama akuja awe na sisi tuomboleze pamoja.
As investigations continue, authorities have urged the public to avoid speculations and allow the legal process to establish what happened. Reporting for TAS TV, I'm Tere Sharon.
ODM party leader Oburu Odinga has announced that the party will support President William Ruto's re-election bid in the 2027 general election, ending speculation of ODM's presidential plans.
Speaking in Homa Bay country, Oburu said that support is aimed at strengthening the broad-based government, but will be subject on negotiations. Our reporter Emily Kimani has the details.
ODM party leader Oburu Odinga has dismissed speculation over the party's 2027 presidential plans, announcing that ODM will be backing President William Ruto on his re-election bid. Speaking at a fundraiser at St. Pascal Chiga Catholic Church in Homa Bay, Oburu said the move is aimed at strengthening the broad-based government and ensuring the Nyanza region continues to benefit from the national development projects.
We already know that ODM this time around we are not fielding a candidate. So we are going to support William Samoei Ruto for the second term.
However, Oburu Odinga said ODM's support for President William Ruto re-election bid will depend on negotiation, insisting that the party must secure what he described as its fair share ahead of the 2027 general election.
We must go there in a structured manner, negotiating and knowing what we are going to get as ODM.
ODM leaders have also urged political leaders to allow the Independent and Electoral Boundaries Commission (IEBC) to carry out its constitutional mandate without interference during the upcoming Olkalau by-election and the 2027 general election.
United country moving forward, let us not bastardize the IEBC. Let us not make the IEBC a punching bag when we are disorganized in preparing for elections. Let us give the IEBC room, let us give the IEBC time to prepare adequately for the by-elections and for the 2027 elections accordingly.
Reporting for TAS TV, I'm Emily Kimani.
Residents of Nyandiwa village in East Game Ward, Game constituency, Yaya County are mourning the death of two artisanal miners who were killed after a gold mine collapsed on them.
The incident has raised concerns over safety in small-scale mining, while local miners calling on the government who provide protection equipment to help prevent similar targets. Our reporter Victoria Mnyanzi has more.
Grief has engulfed Nyandiwa village following the fatal collapse of a gold mine that claimed the lives of two artisanal miners. According to eyewitnesses, fellow miners rushed to the scene after hearing cries for help, but rescue efforts were hampered by the lack of appropriate equipment, making it impossible to save the trapped miners in time. The tragic incident has once again exposed the dangers faced by artisanal miners, many of whom work in informal mining sites with limited access to safety gear and emergency rescue equipment. Local leaders say urgent intervention is needed to reduce the risks associated with the sector.
Tulikuwa tunafanya kazi, tulisikia sauti, baadaye tukawaita waliokuwa karibu ili wakuje watusaidie tuone inachotokea. Tukiingia huko chini tukapata kama wawili wamezikwa na mchanga.
Naambia vijana wenye tuko na hapa Balkalare tusife moyo, na hii si mwisho safari. Wenye wametuacha, but sisi tungangane kujituma ili tusonge mbele kama vijana, kwa sababu saizi hakuna kazi yote. Ajali na ajali, ukiwa wapi unaweza kupata ajali, anyway unaweza kupata ajali.
Chairperson of the Bar Cluster Artisanal Miners Association, Maurice Atieno, says the tragedy should serve as a wake-up call for both the national and county governments. He is appealing for support to equip small-scale miners with essential protective gear, including helmets, gumboots, and other safety equipment, arguing that many young people rely on artisanal mining as their main source of livelihood despite the risk involved.
Serikali kama wanaweza kusaidia sisi na helmets na gloves na gumboots ya kufanya hii kazi.
Miners at the site say accidents can occur at any time, but believe proper safety equipment and improved working conditions could help save lives. Authorities are expected to investigate the circumstances surrounding the mine collapse as calls grow for stronger safety measures in Siaya County's artisanal mining sector. Reporting for TAS TV, I am Victoria Mnyazi.
Dead in Kisumu following recent unrest as police continue investigations into the circumstances surrounding the deaths.
Meanwhile, 4 suspects have appeared in court over the invasion of All Saints Cathedral in Nairobi, where worshippers were reportedly disrupted during a church service. Our reporter Triza Mwende has more.
2 people have been confirmed dead in Kisumu following an arrest witnessed during recent demonstrations. Authorities say investigations are underway to establish the circumstances surrounding the death, and a security remains highlighted in the area. Police have appealed to the residents to remain calm.
Tulifika hospitali, tulipata kama kijana amedungwa visu mbili. Kulikuwa na shimo hapa na shimo ingine hapa. Na alikuwa na bleed, tayari alishakufa.
They have also urged members of the public to avoid violence and to allow law enforcement agencies to carry on their duties. In a related circumstance, 4 suspects have been arraigned in court over the invasion of All Saints Cathedral in Nairobi.
So walikuwa wanavamia kila mtu. Hata kama umekuwa umebebwa ama unatembea ulikuwa unapigwa.
The suspects are accused of disrupting the church service and also causing panic among worshippers during the incidents. The Directorate of Criminal Investigation say investigations are ongoing and more arrests could follow.
Certainly a person in power able to also organize the police to not act. So this helplessness that everybody is feeling is deliberate and intentional.
We are tired of press conferences held by the police. We want to see action. We want to see the perpetrators, the funders of this violence being held accountable.
Authorities have also commended the attack, emphasizing that places of worship must be respected and protected at all times. The suspect remain in custody as the court considered.
Leaders is telling us that Nyanza is peaceful and there should be no peaceful protests, rather what we call mandamano. But the same leaders preaching this imagined peace are supporting and entrenching the goons and criminal gangs. Are goons and gangs the alternative to peaceful demonstrations?
As investigations continue into both incidents, Kenyans are being urged to maintain peace and uphold the rule of law. I'm reporting from TAS TV. My name is Triza Mwende.
Administration's development record, insisting that the government remain focused on delivering key projects despite criticism from the opposition.
Deputy President Kithure Kindiki also dismissed claim that the Kenya Kwanza administration has failed to fulfill its promises. Sylvia has more details.
The administration will not be distracted by political criticism.
Rais wetu mpendwa William Samoei Ruto.
President William Ruto has once again defended his government's development agenda.
Tumejenga, ilikuja ikapata kidogo pesa ikaisha, lakini sasa tumepata pesa ilikuwa approved last month. Sasa tumepata bilioni 10.6 ya kukamilisha TWA. Naona sasa ile tunatengeneza hiyo National Infrastructure Fund, wetu wengine wanaenda kotini, wengine wanafanya sijui nini. Ile Kenya Pipeline ambaye tulidivest na tukaweka pesa kwa National Infrastructure Fund. Si pipeline bado iko? Si inateremsha inapeleka mafuta vile ilikuwa inapeleka.
William Ruto has defended his administration's development record, insisting that the government remained focused on delivering key projects despite criticism from the opposition. During a public event, the head of state said,
Hivi juzi on Friday tulikuwa hapa Kitui kwa ule mpango wa Nyota. Kulikuja kijana mmoja ambaye alikuwa amepata fedha. Hakuwa naamini.
Your Excellency, I started my political career in 2006 with one Kalonzo Musyoka. I was young, I was ambitious, I was educated, and I was full of ambition. Your Excellency, I was with Kalonzo for 14 years and I got nowhere.
Deputy President Kithure Kindiki echoed the president's remarks, saying the government has made significant progress since taking off, urged Kenyans to support ongoing projects, noting that their benefits will be felt across the country.
Nataka kuwauliza kwa heshima, musaidie rais ndio tuendelee tusukume hii mambo ambaye tunasukuma saa hii. Next year tumusaidie apate term nyingine moja ndio sasa tukue sawa sawa. Wacha nione wale wanasema tu term ya William Ruto, tu term ya William Ruto. Next year tunapatia rais bosi wangu tu term. Alafu fireman ako hapo, goalkeeper hakuna, goal iko wazi, fireman ako na mpira, alafu kuna mtu yetu anapiga mpira akirudisha nyuma. Watu yagembe mtakubali.
Kenya Kwanza administration is committed to delivering projects aimed at improving the lives of Kenyans. Reporting for TAS TV, I'm Sylvia Murugi.
2 years after the 2024 Gen Z, the family of Erickson Mutisia has marked the anniversary of his death with renewed calls for justice.
During a memorial service at the home in Kisikani, Machakos country, relatives, friends, and human rights activists said they are still waiting for accountability, saying government promises the compensation have yet to be fulfilled.
2 years after the 2024 protests, Erickson Mutisia's family gathered in Kisakini, Machakos County to honor his memory and renew calls for justice. Flowers were laid on his grave as loved ones remembered a promising young life cut short.
Tunaona vizuri hakukuwa na mawe na hakukuwa na chochote. Mimi nashangaa kwa nini huyo askari alijitoa na akampika risasi pale nje ya parliament.
Venye tuliishi na yeye si venye tunaishi hivi leo. So it was a loss to us. Our happiness, his life was cut short.
This and all the police officers who committed the atrocious act of shooting down a young man dead should be jailed rather than even being taken to court.
Na alikuwa mtiifu. Vile alitii akienda maandamano. Alitii kwa sababu alipepa chupa na akabeba maji na bendera. Hatukumuona na kitu ingine. Kwa hivyo sababu alikuwa mtiifu, apewe haki yake.
Joined by the mother of Rex Masai, the family said they have received no compensation despite government promises.
Kuna familia nyingi hazijapata compensation. Tunasikia kuna wenye wamepewa na wengine hawajapewa. Kwa hiyo sisi kama familia bado hatujapata compensation. Kwa hivyo wale walikufa 2050 wote, wazazi tunakuanga kimoja na kwa hivyo hakuna mmoja amekompensatiwa. Kwa hivyo nataka kuambia government kama walisema compensation itafanyika, kwa hivyo wafanye kwa hawa wazazi.
Erickson's father insisted that justice, no payout alone, is what families seek. Rights activists call for police officers linked to unlawful killings to be held personally accountable and renewed demands for answers over the disappearance of Abdul Aziz Duba, Macmillan Kiri, and Michael Oluo, who remain missing.
Munasema mutatulipa 3,500,000, 150. Naona mwisho ni kama 50,000. Sasa hiyo itaendelea kufanyika mpaka lini?
Ningeomba serikali i-release wale watu ambao wamepotea kwa maandamano.
Reporting for TAS TV, my name is Mwaka Mbigo.
unataka kufanya nini? Kwani commercial break ina nini immediately? Nataka kujua.
A political meeting organized by the Linda Mwananchi movement and attended by Murang'a County Governor Irungu Kang'ate was violently disrupted in Nyahururu after a group of suspected goons stormed the venue. What began as a peaceful gathering quickly turned chaotic, with gunshots reported and stones thrown at leaders and their supporters. During the incident, Governor Kang'ate's driver was shot in the chest and taken to hospital for treatment.
And thank you for staying.
Ewenji waketi mwanzo, listen to my music. This message goes to you.
Hii ni Bonga na Katoni.
Baba ni maombi yangu.
Kipindi kinachokuza talanta za wasanii.
Kabla sijalala maute, heri nimwimbie Bwana wangu. Hata nikilala kaburi, nilale nikimngojea Bwana.
Fahamu mengi zaidi kuhusu safari za wasanii, michipuko ya talanta, azma za wasanii. Kwenye kipindi utabambika, utaburudika, utajijenga na utaelimika.
Hizo mbingu zikijawa sifa, haleluya yangu iwe ya kwanza. This is Scott Music na nasikiliza Bonga na Katoni live from TAS TV.
Alafu kinitachi bila woga, nahisi niko salama. Mie wali nkufanye mboga, maana twaendana. Yo bana, mina go by the name J Liza, napenda kutegea kipindi cha Bonga na Katoni hapa ndani ya TAS TV kuanzia mwendo wa saa 9 hadi saa 10 pale kila siku ya Jumatatu.
Hata nikilala kaburi, nilale nikimngojea Bwana. Napenda kusikiza Bonga na Katoni kila siku Jumatatu kuanzia saa 9 hadi saa 10.
Kumbuka ni kila siku ya Jumatatu kuanzia saa 9 hadi saa 10 jioni. Tegea Bonga, maana bila bonga si bonga. Jiunge na Bonga.
This week on News Recap, politics took a new turn.
DCP blames the government of not delivering what they promised.
Health concerns sparked a fresh conversation.
The big questions remains to Kenyans. Is SHA still working?
Security issues continued to make headlines. And groundbreaking discoveries captured global attention. These are the stories shaping our world. News Recap, where the week's biggest story come together.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. A political rally in Nyahururu descended into chaos after violence broke out during a meeting attended by Murang'a Governor Irungu Kang'ate and other opposition leaders.
While several vehicles belonging to the leaders at the event were extensively damaged.
Sasa kuingia kwa gari, watu wakakuja na mawe, wakaanza kunipiga na mawe. Sasa kunipiga na mawe, kutoka kwa wakanifuta kwa ndani ya gari. Kuenda hapo chini wakaanza kunifuruta. Sasa hapo ndio nilipigiwa risasi.
We were first stoned while in church, AIPCA. My vehicle was blocked. It was also confiscated by goons. My driver was injured by police. There was a shooting incident where he was shot. We came here in peace. We don't carry anything. We are only talking. We are only discussing. But it's so inhumane that what we get in return is being stoned.
Honorable Oundo has had first aid administered on him, and Governor Kang'ate, who is just recovering from an injury, has also been hurt. We thank the people of Nyahururu, especially the young men who repelled the attackers.
They have broke my hand. You can see how it has been swollen, but I'm going to soldier on. We are not going to go back. We are going to fight until the end. If we are genderless, we are brainless, we are useless, then why are you attacking us? We are saying that we will not relent.
The attack comes amid heightened political tension and follows recent remarks by Deputy Governor Rigathi Gachagua, who had urged the Linda Mwananchi team to refrain from holding campaign activities in Olororod constituency. Reporting for TAS TV, I'm Grace Mwema.
The Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, EACC, is calling on leaders across the country to take the lead into the fight against corruption.
The commissioner says integrity, accountability, and transparency in public services are essentials in the promoting good governance and restoring public trust.
EACC has urged all leaders to uphold ethical standards and work together to eliminate corruption in both the public and private sectors. Ruth Oyoo has more.
The Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, EACC, has urged the leaders across the country to take the lead in the fight against corruption. The commission says corruption continues to hinder developments and erode public confidence in institutions.
We have had movements across the continent that have risen up against unethical practices that sometimes are demonstrated by our leaders. These rising expectations remind us that promoting integrity is an important aspiration that we must commit ourselves to, because it helps to build our institutions so that corruption is reduced, if not eliminated.
EACC is calling on public officials to uphold integrity, transparency, and accountability in the discharge of their duties.
Over the past 3 years, the Commission has significantly strengthened its interventions in corruption prevention, enforcement, public education, institutional reforms, and international cooperation. Those interventions are anchored on the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission Strategic Plan 2023-2028, which prioritizes corruption prevention, strengthening enforcement, and building a national culture of integrity.
It has also encouraged Kenyans to report corruption cases, saying the fight against corruption requires the collective effort of leaders and citizens alike. Reporting for TAS TV, I'm Ruth Oyoo.
Residents of Kisii County are celebrating a remarkable environmental transformation after a former dam site was turned into a green recreational park.
The project has restored the once polluted area into a clean public space for relaxation, exercise, and community activities. Alvin Kenga with more details.
Where we are standing here at Nyambera, formerly Nyambera dam site, a dam site that has been in existence for over 60 years. It's a dam site of the 1950s. So we are in a big journey. We want to thank His Excellency the Governor, Paul Simba Arati, for his leadership, for his wisdom, to make sure in his promises during the campaigns, he told the people of Kisii that within 100 days, he is going to do away with the dumping site. And exactly that is what he did. The journey began immediately after he was sworn in. The following week, he was making plans to migrate the dumping site.
It has been turned into a people's park whereby people can just gather, relax, and enjoy just a drink while talking because of the commitment and great planning that has been done there.
County officials say the initiative is part of ongoing efforts to improve environmental conservation, promote health living, and create more green space for residents. Reporting for TAS TV Thika, my name is Alvin Kenga.
Leaders in Kalau, Nyandarua County are calling for peace and restraint ahead of Thursday's by-election following recent incidents of election-related violence.
As campaigns come to an end, to maintain while the preparations for the vote are complete. Our
Political leaders in Olkalau, Nyandarua County are appealing for peace and restraint ahead of Thursday's by-election following recent incidents of election-related violence, including an attack on a campaign vehicle. With the campaign period drawing to a close, leaders have urged candidates and their supporters to avoid confrontation and uphold a peaceful environment to ensure a free and fair election.
Matunda ambao sisi tunagojea ni matunda ya kuishi na amani kati yetu. We pray that this seed of peace is going to say no to violence.
Nyandarua Senator John Methu and Women Representative Faith Gitau has reaffirmed their commitment to promoting peace and called on residents to reject violence through the electoral process.
Kwa hivyo kama kuna askari wanakuja kutusaidia kwa by-election, tunawakaribisha hapa. Avae uniform na sheria inasema uniform yake hiyo na service number yake.
Tuwe na peace tukifanya haya yote ambayo tunayafanya. Kwa sababu yataisha.
You do not need to fight your neighbor because hata kama mimi naambiwa ati unapigana ndio Timothy aingie kwa bunge, nitakwambia just leave it. You don't need to fight your neighbor.
Ilikuwa ni kuomba kura na tukishaomba kura tutaachia watu wa Olkalau nao wachagulie yule mbunge wanataka. Kama ningeulizwa mimi kama senator wao, yule mbunge anayewafaa zaidi ni Sami, Douglas, Kamau, Waweru.
Huyu kijana amekuwa na mheshimiwa Kiarao for 13 years. Kwa hivyo anajua maono ambayo Kiarao alikuwa nayo.
Do not cordon off regions. Ati hii ni region ya kabila fulani, hii ni region ya chama fulani. Hata kwangu Saboti, I want to compete with a DCP candidate.
Meanwhile, the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC, has completed the training of presiding officers and their deputies, indicating that preparation for the by-election are complete and the polls will proceed as scheduled despite earlier security concerns. Reporting for TAS TV, I'm Naomi Mungasia.
William Ruto hosted the Harambee Starlets and the Junior Starlets at State House, Nairobi, in recognition of their remarkable achievements in women's football.
The president praised both teams for flying Kenya's flag high on the continental stage and reaffirmed the government's commitment to strengthening women's football through increased investment, improved players' welfare, and enhanced medical support. Our reporter Jacqueline Akoth has more details.
It was a celebratory atmosphere at State House as President William Ruto welcomed the Harambee Starlet and the Junior Starlet following the impressive performances in international competition. The president praised the players of their discipline, determination, and patriotism, describing them as role model of young Kenyan.
Very much, Salim. Please, let's take our seats. Na asanteni sana na karibuni. Our two coaches, members of the technical bench, my dear Harambee Starlets and Junior Starlets, let me remind you of what you have just accomplished, in case you are not fully sunk in. You have qualified for the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup for the second time in history. Congratulations, Junior Starlets. Pongezi. And for our Harambee Starlets, you have qualified to participate in WAFCON. Again, congratulations. You are going to Morocco to wear the colors of Kenya on the biggest stage in world football. There is no greater honor for any sportsman or woman than representing your motherland before the world. Congratulations. The people of Kenya, I must say, are incredibly proud of you. Congratulations. Equally, I want to congratulate the Harambee Starlets who also are here with us, as I have said, for qualifying for the 2026 Women Africa Cup of Nations, which takes place again in Morocco from the 25th of July to 16th August 2026. The country is truly proud of your achievements, and we shall be cheering you on as you represent us at the continental level. As you head to Morocco to represent our nation, you carry the hopes and the pride of every Kenyan. And we wish you every success on this journey. I want to tell you why this morning matters not only to me, but also to every Kenyan and every Kenyan watching. Extraordinary achievements are rarely born from extraordinary circumstances. They are born from ordinary people who simply refuse to surrender when the odds are against them. Let us go back to Sunday. At Nyayo Stadium, because it tells us everything about who junior starlets are. At halftime, the junior starlets were 1 goal down to South Africa. The stadium was tense. The nation was anxious. Coach Cheche, I am sure, noted that. In those first few minutes, the atmosphere was intimidating for everyone. Many teams in that position would have retreated, but you didn't. In the 71st minute, Gaudensia Maloba, a round of applause for her, a young girl from Lindi, here in Kibra, scored the equalizer that changed the direction of the match. From that moment, you did not merely recover, you took control. Won 3-1 on the day and completed a 5-1 aggregate victory and booked your place at FIFA World Cup. That goal carries a lesson far greater than football. It reminds us that when young people are given an opportunity and trusted to perform, they often rise beyond every expectation.
Addressing the team, President Ruto reaffirmed the government commitment to support women football. He announced plans to strengthen player welfare through comprehensive medical cover, better training facilities, and continued investment in sport development across the country.
The usual rather than the exception. Nations that consistently excel in sports invest in young people long before the world knows their names. That is exactly what Kenya is doing. At the grassroots, more than 10,000 young athletes are currently enrolled in structured development programs run through our schools, county governments, and the Kenya Academy of Sports. Elizabeth Opio, Gaudensia Maloba, and Brenda Awor are products of that deliberate investment.
The representative thanked the government for recognizing the achievement and appealed for sustained support, including improved infrastructure, regular international exposure, and adequate preparation ahead of future competition. Reporting for TAS TV, I'm Jacqueline Akoth.
Competency-based education is transforming the education sector by equipping learners with practical skills, creativity, and innovation.
The approach is helping students to develop solutions to the real-world challenges while preparing them for employment and entrepreneurship. Naomi Mideu has more.
Competence-based learning is changing how students learn by focusing on practical skills, creativity, and innovation rather than memorization. Learners are being encouraged to solve real-life problems and transform classroom ideas into business opportunities. Education stakeholders say supporting innovation beyond the classroom can help create jobs and empower young people to become self-reliant.
If they are well supported, if the training inculcates the element of innovation, whatever they are going through, and I'm sure now as part of competence-based training, they are being exposed to developing innovative solutions to common problems that we are experiencing. Now, there should be more support, not just during training, but also beyond the training. Can those ideas go to the next level of commercialization so that now these students employ themselves? The idea is they should be able to not look for a job, but to employ themselves when they complete the training, be it after university or even as they are going through the high school. Can they come up with solutions that can be commercialized at that stage? And even when they go to the university, can they be innovative, developing solutions, employing people?
The generation that we are in and we are receiving in our secondary schools, we call them the Gen Zs, who are highly educated. They have information with them. So it's a generation that has basically been nurtured to innovate, to go out and search for knowledge. So we should be there to support them as maybe as the government, even as teachers, and even as parents, and hold their hands. We have majority of our participants that have presented projects are grade 10s, and they started with innovation as early as grade 8, 7, 9, and most of them, that's why they have been able to present the projects that they're having today as a result of CBE, which is more practical than theoretical.
They add that competence-based learning equips students with critical thinking, communication, teamwork, and problem-solving skills needed in the future. Reporting for TAS TV, I am Mwaka Ruth Oyoo.
That brings us to the end of our today's news recap. I'm Mwaka
and Ruth Oyoo. Thanks for watching.
This week on News Recap, politics took a new turn.
DCP blames the government of not delivering what they promised.
Health concerns sparked a fresh conversation.
The big questions remains to Kenyans. Is SHA still working?
Security issues continue to make headlines. And groundbreaking discoveries captured global attention. These are the stories shaping our world. News Recap, where the week's biggest story come together.
At TAS TV, every dream deserves a chance. We believe that the next great presenters and reporters starts with an opportunity.
A very good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for 3 p.m. news. I'm Jacqueline Accord.
And I am Victoria Mnyazi.
Nikiripotia runinga ya TAS, mimi ni Komen Masi.
That is why our attaches aren't just here to learn. They are given priority to create, host and deliver real television shows.
What's up? Karibuni sana kwenye sayari ya mapenzi.
And welcome again to the final whistle, whereby football never sleeps.
Karibuni sana hapa kwenye Urban Connect. We will be welcoming you to our show, that is the Sabbath Welcoming.
Here, talent is discovered, skills are sharpened, and confidence comes alive on screen. Contact us on +254 798 154 042 or send us an email at tastvkenya@gmail.com. You can also visit us at Nema Plaza, 2nd floor along Kenyatta Highway in Thika Town. Join TAS TV, where your dream is our vision.